It has been decided that the ice show, Yuzuru Hanyu Nate Stellata, chaired by professional figure skater Yuzuru Hanyu, will be held for the third year in a row. The performance will be held from March 7th to 9th at the Seikisui Super Arena in his hometown of Miyagi, which coincides with the 14th anniversary of the Great East Japan Earthquake. Ice Story's third solo performance, Yuzuru Hanyu Ice Story Third Echoes of Life Tour, will be held in Hiroshima Green Arena, on January 3rd and 5th, and in Chiba, Lala Arena, Tokyo, on February 7th. The activity has been active since the beginning of the year, but our feelings for the disaster-stricken areas remain strong. In his third year of professional career, in addition to performing Nate Stellata in March, he performed Sarity Reconstruction Earthquake of the Noto Peninsula on September 15th, which was broadcast from the field. The words that associate Hanyu with the earthquake are the power of action and the power of perseverance. The acting is made in Ishikawa Prefecture. I heard that local residents saw Yuzuru Hanyu and his friends' performances on TV that day and were very excited. In fact, we decorated a panel with Hanyu and his friends' autographs and placed it on top of the ticket vending machine. The audience was very happy, taking pictures with their smartphones and saying, "Oh, Mr. Hanyu was there." Sometimes fans from outside the prefecture call us and ask, "Do you have a photo or an autograph?" And we show it to them around the panel. On September 15th last year, the charity performance to support the reconstruction of the Noto Peninsula was held. Director Zankai was surprised by the scale of the response. In an interview after the performance, Hanyu said that he wanted to use as much of the proceeds as possible for donations, so he minimized equipment such as lighting to reduce costs. In fact, that was not all. According to director Zankai, the conditions at the rink were not suitable for the best skaters to skate. September was still a hot season, and the condensation that formed on the ceiling due to the difference in temperature between the outside and inside fell onto the rink and froze into many small lumps. We tried to clean the ice as much as possible and dehumidify the air, but there were limits. I felt sorry for the situation, but Hanyu and the other skaters performed brilliantly without complaining. When they left, they even thanked us, saying, "Thank you for taking the time to make ice when it is not usually made." I heard that Hanyu himself suffered from the Great East Japan Earthquake and has strong feelings for the disaster area, and I am truly grateful for that. The charity event was dedicated to Yuzuru Hanyu's power of action. Is there anything we can do for the people affected by the Noto disaster? After the January earthquake, Hanyu put his feelings of support for the disaster-stricken areas into action, and in June last year, he even visited the disaster-stricken city of Ujima to give an interview to a Nippon television news program. He actually visited the site and listened to the voices of the victims. One of the most frightening things for disaster-stricken areas is the loss of public interest in the area. The scars of the earthquake still remain in the affected areas. In addition to the collapsed buildings caused by the initial quake, about a week after Hanyu's visit, flooding occurred in areas where rivers overflowed due to heavy rains. Earth and sand also covered the areas around community centers and temporary housing. To put it wisely, the media will have many journalists and reporters reporting on the devastation on the ground immediately after the outbreak, but they will gradually stop paying attention to it. Hanyu was very careful about speaking in Ishikawa Prefecture, although his charity ticket was limited to broadcasting without an audience. As with the events of March 11th, it may be difficult for us to do anything about the weather conditions. However, I would like to offer my support to those affected by the earthquake. These are the words Hanyu said during an interview after his performance. A second consecutive Olympic victory will remind people of the disaster-stricken regions. It is said that his success since turning professional exceeds his results as a professional skater. In fact, by stepping into the professional ring and freeing himself from the restrictions of the rules that were established when he was a competitor, his expressive capabilities have expanded dramatically. His development as professional skater Yuzuru Hanyu is a testament to his voracious desire to move forward without thinking about the past. On the other hand, no matter how many years have passed, there are some things that never fade and continue to shine. These are the 2 gold medals he won at the Olympics. Moreover, it was the first time in 66 years that he won 2 consecutive titles in men's figure skating. For Hanyu, who is unconcerned about his past glory, The moment when he can maintain the prestige of his 2 gold medals may come when he encounters disaster-stricken areas. Personally, one of my main goals is to win 2 gold medals at the Olympics, and I want to start supporting and caring for disaster-stricken areas after winning 2 gold medals in a row. I have always worked hard in my active career and competing, but now that I have finally turned professional, I have gradually been able to dedicate myself to working in disaster-stricken areas. Despite all this, being a figure skater is my #1 priority, so I hope that through my skating I can help people in the disaster area and their emotional well-being. The same goes for the events of March 11th, and the same goes for the various disasters that happen from time to time. It is precisely because he won 2 Olympics in a row that he has attracted a lot of attention and is good at something. This is not limited to Noto. After the Sochi Olympics, Hanyu visited Ishinomaki, Miyagi Prefecture, as part of a post-earthquake reconstruction project under Nippon Television's charity program, 24-Hour Television. In addition to the 24-Hour Television project, he held an ice show at the Sendai Ice Rink in Sendai City as a special 24-hour television project and invited residents of Naraha City in Fukushima, which he visited. He also visited areas affected by the East Iburi earthquake in Hokkaido. The activities supported are varied. Donations will also be made from the proceeds of the sale of the Yomiuri Shimbun-sponsored Yuzuru Hanyu exhibition. It is also well known that he has made large donations to the Sendai Ice Rink, his training base. Above all, I think that the ability to continue working without interruption is of great importance. When a major earthquake occurs, many people often think about what they can do. Celebrities and athletes with great influence also turn their attention to the disaster-stricken areas at the beginning of a disaster. They visit the sites, help with relief efforts, and call for donations. We must not let the current situation in disaster-stricken areas fade away. It is important to continue this in 10 years. Everyone says wonderful things. However, after a year, then 2, then 3 years, most people no longer leave the disaster area. Each person will have different reasons. I am so busy that I cannot adjust my schedule even if I want to go. However, Hanyu is different. He took action on his own and continued as time went on. What does it mean to be near a disaster area? What can I do? I thought about it myself, did it, and continued without interruption. I hope I can give hope again. Hanyu has appeared in many media outlets for 24 years. 2 features of the magazine caught his attention. Newsweek Japan edition, October 1st, 2018, special report, Yuzuru Hanyu's message to Noto, and Toyokize Weekly, November 30th, commitment to support disaster-hit regions. The readership won't necessarily be the same as the traditional fan base. It's proof that another side of professional figure skater Yuzuru Hanyu's performance is attracting new attention and inspiring businessmen. Hanyu's comments on the Nate Stellata, which will be held for the 3rd year in a row, are as follows. The fact that Nate Stellata is celebrating its 3rd year means that I've been thinking about 3.11 over and over again, and I've been working on many things, trying to figure out if there's anything I can do. I'm reminded once again that we've come this far through thought. I hope that I can give hope again, and I hope that I can make this show bright so that everyone who watches it goes home with a smile on their face.